Hello and welcome, my newfound card battlers. How are you doing this fantastic day? It's Chris here. Sadly, I'm still a little bit sick, but today we've got to talk about the card battles! The new update. It's extremely cool. They've been hyping it up for several days, and they're super duper excited about it, and so am I. Hopefully you guys are as well. So we have to talk about everything in the update. What is going on? How does it work? What are cards? How do we use them? What kind of deck should we build? And of course, how does the gameplay even work? We got to talk about all of that. And we're going to try and shrink it down in just a couple minutes here to make sure we get into the action. So don't worry, we will talk. We will get some gameplay in here in just a few minutes. If you want to, feel free to skip to that. But right now, I want to talk about the decks and how the game works. So the first thing is, how the heck does a card work? Well, you look at the card, you can see a tower on the top and a balloon on the bottom. You can build either the tower or send out either the balloons against your opponents. So there is spaced balloons and there is grouped balloons. You have to make sure you pay attention to that for sure. If you see the three little, if you look on the balloon side and you don't see the grouped balloons in the top left corner of the balloon side, then that means this is a spaced balloon. But if you look and you see the grouped balloons, for example, on the wizard, on the just the upper left of the yellow balloon, that means it's a grouped sent balloon. So obviously everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Yellow balloon and 35 costs $400. That stuff all makes sense, but you got to understand what the cards actually mean. So what should you do? How the heck should you build a deck? Why should you pick certain cards? Well, honestly, what I would do is the first thing you want to do is go up here to the sort by button and sort it by whatever you want to do. You can do it by the tower cost, you can do it by the balloon cost, you can do it by the tower tier, you can do it by card owned, whatever you want to do. I personally recommend going from balloon type because then you can look at what you want to do based on the balloons. Because of course you want to get most of the time you want to get economy. You don't want to just sit with 250 economy for the entire game. You want to send balloons out against your opponent. And the only way to do that is with these cards, the reds and the blues and the greens. Because if you wait too long to get a decent economy, you're going to end up doing a really, really bad job. So as far as building a deck goes, how should you build a deck? Alright, so you can of course copy my deck if you feel like it. You can just look at it and, this is my main deck right now. You can look at it and be like, okay, that's a pretty solid deck. How the heck does it work? Well, you'll see it in a few games in here, but what I recommend doing is not copying my deck, because you're not going to learn from that. You're just going to say, oh, I'm going to copy this, and you might start playing pretty good, but you're not going to learn anything about the other cards. You're not going to learn anything about the game. So what I recommend doing is picking out 5 cards that you think are really, really good defensive cards. Whatever you feel like is a good defensive card, whether it's a 2-3 Dart Monkey or a Flash Bomb or a Cluster Bomber or something like that, Glaive Ricochet, whatever you think is a good defensive card, pick 5 of those. Pick 5 really good offensive cards. You want to be able to rush people, so think about doing some good level 13 rushes and maybe some good, around 18 or 20 rushes or something like that. Take 5 of those guys, and then take 5 of whatever you think is just going to be good. So whether it's just eco balloons or just really, really good towers that you think, just grab some extra stuff that you want to test out. 5 good defense, 5 good offense, and then just 5 of just whatever you want. That's the way I think you should start off building your deck. That's not the only way to do it, but it's definitely a good way to do it. Now, how the heck does my deck work? Why do I do it like this? I've got a lot of low tier balloons. I've got 3 reds, 3 blues, 2 greens, and a yellow. Why would I have all those lower tier cards? It seems like they kind of suck, right? I mean, like, do you really want all those low tier cards? Well, the main thing for me is getting economy. I love my economy. I love getting my economy really, really high. I've noticed that the farms really aren't that fantastic so far for me. It's kind of a weird thing. I know I love the farms usually, but they haven't been that fantastic for me. So what I recommend doing is going balloon economy for now. And the reason why I get so many of these lower level tier cards is because I get a really high economy. I usually like to get an economy of around 750 to 1,000 by around like 13 to 15, which is kind of weird, right? Usually you're defending really, really crazy rushes at around 13, but it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to defend. You can just have a little bit of money saved up and just set a card down whenever you need it. So that's why I like to build a lot of these lower level cards, is because I get a lot of economy with those guys. You can even send out reds and blues and greens, even though it's kind of weird, on around, 14, 15, 18, 20. It doesn't matter. You can just send out these low tier balloons on these late rounds and still get some decent economy out of it. So that's kind of fun. But other than that, you want to have some pretty good offensive cards as well. So I got my my Regrow Rainbow Rush over here. I got my cannon over here for the Regrow Rainbow Rush. I've got the Super Monkey Fan Club. That's also 3 BFBs over there. I accidentally got rid of my cannon, which I need to put back. So let's pop this. Oh god, no! Super Monkey Fan Club, get out of here! Alright, let's pop this guy back instead of the stupid engineer. So anyways, yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to go by balloon type, and I pick most of the lower tier balloons, and I always pick the grouped balloons, by the way. That's something I like to do. I'm not a big fan of the space balloons. Sometimes you can do damage with those space pinks and the space blacks and everything, but I don't like to do that. And then once you go lower down here, this is where you want to start doing some rushes or getting some really good late game towers, whether it's a Temple, a Ray of Doom, or Robo Monkey, all these weird towers that you're probably not used to. So without further ado, I know you guys are probably wondering, when the heck are we going to start the gameplay? So let's start some gameplay in here and basically talk about how to play and what to do in certain situations. So now that we're into the gameplay, we're going to show you guys how the heck everything works. What is going on over here? So we're used to just building as many things as we want. We'll just start building 10 dart monkeys, maybe 20, maybe 50, maybe 1,000 dart monkeys, but it doesn't work that way. So you got 5 cards down on the bottom there. They're completely random. What you can do with those cards is you can either build the tower. For example, I built my dart monkey, and then I built an extra texture over here. Or I can send balloons against my opponents. There's actually a third option as well, which you will end up using quite often, kind of surprisingly, is you can throw them in the recycling bin. Garbage them, get rid of them, especially really, really late game towers like that 4-2 cannon. We can't afford that right now, so we just need to get rid of it. So throw to the garbage is $50 to get rid of it, which is kind of sad. So it keeps you from getting like a billion really, really good late game towers. You know, it makes you not want to spend all your money just deleting your cards. But at the same time, it's pretty much necessary. So don't feel too bad about spending $50 every once in a while trying to get rid of those really, really bad cards. Just get rid of them, get your good cards out, and start using them as fast as possible, and that's the best way to play. So anyways, what you can notice is you can't send out balloons every single time, all the time, whenever you want. So you can't just be like, oh, I have the money to send out lead balloons on round 2, and I'm just going to start sending them out. No, it doesn't work that way. Each card has a specific round that you can send balloons out on. For the most part, what it is it's a round earlier than what we're used to. So, for example, you can send reds on round 2, blues on round 3, greens on round 5, yellows on 7, and blah, 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 blah. So on and so on. And, I think you can set out blacks on round 5, and the crazy thing is the pinks on round 3 can be very, very deadly. If you don't have a decent defense up by the time you get to that point, you're going to have some trouble against those pinks. I don't personally like to rush with those pinks because I don't feel like it's going to kill my opponent, and if it doesn't kill my opponent, I'm just wasting time that I could be getting economy out of it. So that's why I like to play really, really defensive in the early game, and I like to play for economy, and then I do some really big rushes in the late game. That's my personal way of playing. But you don't have to play that way. There's so many different ways to play. I want to point that out, that there's so many different decks, there's so many different cards, there's so many different ways that you can make a really, really good way to play. Make it your own way to play. There's 64 different cards, and there's 15 cards you can put in your deck. There's literally infinite ways that you can arrange those guys. Now, there's not infinite decks, but there's infinite ways that you can arrange those decks into pretty much whatever pattern you want. So anyways, he's going to do a quick Regrow Yellow Rush. I'm actually going to have to use my battle energy over here. A pretty beefy rush from this guy. It's the meatiest rush in the early game. The Regrow Yellow Rush. You guys know how deadly that is. So if you notice, I've got all my balloons queued up over here. Why am I doing all that? I'm getting money. I'm getting extra economy. I'm already up to 650 on round 10. And I feel like I have a pretty decent defense. I got lead. I got camel lead popping power. I got some camel popping power with my 2-3 dart monkey. I got some extra group popping power with my texture over here. But I need to get ready for round 11 and 12. Those can be bad. There can be zebra balloons. Oh, there we go. He's going to go for some zebras against me. Oh, man, we're going to have to get our balloon jitsu over here. I sold my tack shooter, and I ended up getting the ninja. So why would I sell things? How does selling work? Well, you can get your... you can sell things, and then with that extra money, you can buy the cards. You can either buy balloons as usual, or you can buy cards. So it's definitely a really, really nice bonus to just sell a couple really useless towers, mid-game, and just buy the ones you really, really want. I highly recommend 4-2 Ninja, 2-2 Wizard, 2-3 Dart Monkey, maybe 2-3 Boomerang for group popping power. There's a lot of really, really good cards that you kind of just need or else really should put in your deck. And I promise I'll make you guys a lot of really cool videos of like best cards to use, worst cards to use, and all those other fun things. Maybe best offense, best defense kind of things. I think those are going to be really, really good video ideas. If you guys have any ideas, besides that, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them. So again, we're already up to about 1,000 eco, so it seems like we're getting eco a little bit faster than in regular assault mode. So with my sort of weird deck, this isn't my perfected deck. This is just one of the decks that I've been building up and working on up until now, until I just showed you guys that. Because I have played this game for about 10 hours now. I played it for a long time, studying it, checking cards out, seeing how things work and all that stuff, and just understanding the game already really gives me an extra bonus in making sure that I'm showing you guys the best things to do. That is my main goal. I want to show you guys the best things to do. So we're at a whopping 1,000 economy right now. He's still sending out a bunch of balloons against me, but they're just yellows and everything, so it really doesn't matter. And of course, I'm still sending out a bunch of balloons over here. Blues and reds and greens and all that stuff, just getting my economy up. That's all I really need to do, man. Get my economy up to really, really high. And then now I can start building some really good towers. Whether it's a Glaive Lord, a 4-2 cannon, and a Super Monkey fan club. All really, really awesome things. Or, even with that Super Monkey fan club, I can send out rushes against my opponent, which is likely what I'm going to end up doing. So this is the only full game that I'm going to show you guys, by the way. The rest of it is just going to be kind of fun snippets of gameplay that I had going for me. So if you guys want to check out the more fun snippet things, skip to about 13 minutes or so. Those are really, really cool things that I did, by the way. Some pretty fun rushes and some pretty good defenses. I'm actually kind of proud of myself. So, I did actually take the cannon out of my deck. I didn't really like it all that much. I mean, it's black balloons, so like if you do it right on round 5, you can actually do some pretty decent round 5, you can do some pretty decent damage, but it just takes too long. I feel like you should be getting economy in that meantime, and then if you do end up killing somebody with that, it's kind of just going to be a fluke. But, again, I don't know. I don't know what the skill level of everybody that you're going to be playing is. So you need to play it by ear. If you're going to kill people with blacks, go ahead, rush with the blacks. Be my guest. So anyways, we already afforded a 4-2 cannon. We already have $5,600. And now soon we can afford another 4-2 ninja. Or we can go for a really, really big rush over here. So we can do either a Oh My God rush or we can do a triple BFB rush. What do you guys think we should do? Or should we wait and go for an even bigger, monstrous rush? Oh My God and triple BFB. Nah, let's not do that. So let's go for the 3 BFBs, baby! Let's see what happens. Now all I need to do is I just need to defend. As long as I can defend, I will kill this guy. All he's got is 2 dart monkeys, a sub, and a stupid juggernaut. What the heck is going to stop my BFB? Oh, he's going to go for a counter rush! A 4 Moab rush. With some Regrow yellows underneath this, we're going to get our ninja over here, a 4-2 ninja. We're going to have to use our battle energy right at the very last second here, and make sure we do end up taking him down. Whoop, 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 whoop. We did. And now I think there's almost no way this guy can take down these 3 BFBs. He has no Moab popping power. I mean, 2 3 dart monkeys are just not enough, especially when he's only got 2 of them. And now we just got to get a good defense going. So I'm just literally spending all of the extra money that I get on extra stuffs. So the reason why I highly recommend the 3 BFBs, by the way, is because it barely hurts your economy. It's only, I think, a 300 dent in your economy. So even if you have a couple of those guys sent, you can probably survive and actually be okay with your money at that point. So we sold everything and we did end up taking him down. Alright, that was pretty cool, right guys? Absolutely. So here's another game with the same person. I got a similar strategy going, except this time I actually have the nuclear submarine. So I really like the nuclear submarine on levels like this. The only thing is you have to have certain decks for water and certain decks for land. Sometimes what I do is I just have the exact same decks for water and land, and I can just switch out the sub for a wizard or something like that, depending on how I feel on that level. So anyways, this time what we're going to do is we're going to try to get a banana farm over here. So I just wanted to see what was going to happen. It's a 4-0 banana farm, by the way, which is kind of weird. Usually we're used to only getting 4-2s and whatnot. It was $18,000, by the way, so it's very, very pricey to get this guy. Was it worth it? That's a good question. Well, he decided, alright, he's going to rush me over here. So I got to get my Super Monkey fan club. I got to get everything set up over here. I got to get as many things as I can. So I'm going to start cycling as many things as I can as fast as possible. Got to get rid of our banana farm. Got to get our 4-2 cannon down here. We're going to get some dart monkeys over here. We've got the Super Monkey fan club, so as many dart monkeys as possible is the best thing to do. And now we got to use the battle energy over here. And on top of that, we're going to have to use the Super Monkey fan club. So could we possibly survive? We got all of our 4-2 ninjas defending, or popping these BFBs and everything. We gotta get even more balloon popping power. Another 4-2 cannon. The ninjas are reaching over to the other side. Could we possibly survive this 6 BFB rush? And it looks like we might. And I think, if all goes well, we might take these guys down. And we did end up defending that rush. So absolutely epic card micro right there. We're throwing out all the stupid cards that we didn't want, and we're just building all the things as fast as possible. That's one thing that's really good about the farms, by the way. having that big burst of money right when you need it. I had $18,000 saved up. It wasn't doing anything for me, so I decided to just get that banana farm. And you know what? He decided to rush me when I had that banana farm, and then it worked out in my favor. I just sold it right away, and I could defend everything. And again, he is going to resign, basically. He knew that the game was over at that point. His eco is probably 0, so we ended up taking that game. Alright, so this was another really, really awesome late game video over here. As you can tell, my opponent has slightly better towers than me. He's actually got the Robo Monkey and the Super Monkey Fan Club and Super Monkeys and Ninjas, all very, very good towers. That's another reason why I actually kind of like this game. It's because you're not stuck with just 4 towers and who has the better 4 tower combo. This time you can use 15 different towers and 15 different card combos to make the best defense that you can. So I think that definitely adds some more fun to the game, I suppose. I don't know, I like it. I like having a bunch of different cards, and it's not just who has the best ninja spam, who can get them the closest together. It's not the thing anymore. It's just, you know, who has the best combo at the end. And sadly, we will end up being defeated by these big rushes over here. Oh my goodness gracious. I was not planning on going late game, by the way. My cards are not designed for late game, and when I go late game, I usually end up losing. So honestly, if I ever go past round 30, I could almost say that I'm probably going to lose with my current deck. But I don't want to get over. I don't want to just give up. I want to try. I want to try to take this guy down. So I'm going to try and set up some Zoma Gods against him. I got 2 Zoma Gods built up already. Let's get even more. We're going to recycle our cards. Just put them in the garbage can over and over again as all the stupid low-level cards you don't need. And as soon as you get the Zoma God back, just send out another one. So we got 3 Zoma Gods coming out against this guy right now. But he's got, again, Super Monkey Fan Club, Ninjas, and Ground Zero. So I almost have no chance defeating him at this point, at this level 51. But it was a very, very close battle, and I actually had a really, really good time playing late game, even with my sort of baddish towers against these Zoma Gods. And it looks like these last 2 Zoma Gods, even with the Super Monkey Fan Club and everything, is not going to be enough. I have like a billion 4-2 cannons, because I was actually getting kind of unlucky. I was getting a bunch of 4-2 cannons instead of ninjas and stuff, which I was almost forced to build them, basically. And look at that screen right there. Holy crap, another Super Monkey Fan Club running out, but it's just not enough, and we were defeated. So here's another game for you guys. I got much less defense this game, as you can plainly see, but now I'm going to go for a pretty cool rush right here. So I did my normal triple BFB rush. Again, the signature move of Super John Bombo is the triple BFB rush. You're going to notice this all the freaking time. I'm going to go for it almost all the time. And then we actually follow up with a Regrow Rainbow Rush to force him to use the battle energy a little bit earlier than he probably would like to. And the Regrow Rainbows are actually almost going to take them down, but it's not, and it looks like the Moabs are actually going to run through, but they get a Super Monkey Fan Club up, and they almost take it down, and they did not get it up in time. They tried to build some other textures and stuff, but it just wasn't enough. So if you're noticing, this is a pretty big mirror right now. We're actually defending. We're going to try and defend, so it's basically the Super John Bombo signature rush has been turned on him. No! Chris, what are you going to do in this scenario? Well, we got to try and defend. So we're going to get our cannon up here, 4-2 cannon. We're going to try and do every single ounce of things that we can. We have 1,400 eco right now. We're going to use a Super Monkey Fan Club. I only have 5 Dart Monkeys, I think. And we use it barely. Could we possibly take it down? Oh my god, so many mobs. They're about to sneak through, but our 4-2 cannon with the battle energy is just too powerful. And we do end up taking down that triple BFB rush. The signature rush against Chris was just not enough. Chris can defend that rush, but he can just destroy people with it. Again, the main thing that I want you guys to notice is that my eco is very high. I've got it up to 1,500 by the time I got to round 22. And that's good. That's really good. And that's only because I'm sending out blues, yellows, greens, reds, blues, greens, yellows, sending out every single card that I can. And then what I'm doing is I'm cycling. So I'm just like, alright, I don't feel like, sending out this anymore. I'm just going to get ready to send out some really cool cards. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get my, Super Monkey Fan Club back. I just built the Super Monkey Fan Club. I want to get it back so I can do a BFB rush against this guy. So recycle. I'm sending out any balloons that I can against my opponent, getting my economy up even higher. But, of course, we got to wait for the right card. So I'm like, alright, I'll build whatever I can to make sure I have a good defense. I'll send out any other balloons that I can, and I'm waiting for the card. And as you notice, it's not in order every single time. It's not just, the 14th card will be the Super Monkey Fan Club. The 15th card will be the same thing you just used. It's not like that. It's sad, but it doesn't work that way. It's completely random. or seemingly completely random. And what that means is that you might have to cycle through 100 cards to get the card that you need. I know, one of the games that I played, my only camo-led pop and power, by the way, is usually my wizard, my 2/2 wizard. And usually I build one every single time. But the one game, I didn't get him at all. It was very, very upsetting. I didn't get any 2/2 wizards the entire game until round 14. They rushed me with some camo-leds, and I ended up losing. It was very upsetting. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So here we go, guys. We're cycling again. We're trying to get more BFBs coming out against our opponent over here. Check this ridiculousness out. You gotta learn these types of strategies here, guys. Just cycle them. Throw them all out. 50 bucks. Who cares about 50 bucks? And as soon as you get it back, Super Monkey Fan Club, man, just pop them out against your opponent. It didn't even matter. We took them down before that happened. But, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button. I promise I'll have a lot more videos and a lot more stuff coming up very, very soon. Of course, I know you guys can probably hear the raspiness in my voice. I tried my very best to talk for as long as I possibly could, but I didn't make it perfectly. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button for me. I really appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't. Whoa, man. Subscribe if you haven't. And have a super duper delicious day.